Tell me about, Circle's beginning, from a startup trying to engage alumni public school in Madeira to raising $5 million dollars and having 300 customers, including Tri-Health, Cincinnati Children's Hospital, St. Elizabeth Healthcare, the Cincinnati Museum Center, Standard Textile, and NASA as a loyal customer, as loyal customers.
Yeah, so the problem I was originally trying to solve was getting people more engaged in a way that's meaningful to them. So I was thinking about it from a public school perspective because I sat on my kid's school board in Cincinnati and was trying to understand why aren't more people engaged with what we're doing as a school district. When I did the research, I realized what's really going on is they're just underwater. It's not that they don't care, they're just busy.
Yeah.
So the average person's receiving 130 emails per day. Why would they read ours?
Yeah.
And then if they do read ours, it's got 50 things in there. Who has time anymore to read through 50 things to find the one thing that's relevant to you? So I thought there's got to be a better way to do this. And when I did the research, I realized, yeah, Netflix, they're very engaging. And Amazon is engaging. And Spotify is engaging. What are they doing? Well, they're all doing the same thing. They look at my behavior, and then they tailor my email, my web, and my mobile experience just for me. When you log into Netflix, that experience is different than when I log into Netflix. All different. The emails that you receive, everything is different. Everything is about you.
Yeah.
Because people are busy. So I realized that, and I thought, well, how is this little tiny school district ever going to create the same level of engagement and personalization that Netflix is doing? Netflix has basically unlimited resources. Computer scientists, data scientists, cloud computing, machine learning, AI. How would this little school district ever pull this off? The answer is they will never pull it off. They can't have that kind of infrastructure. So I thought, what if I could build this infrastructure for them that they just plug into it? They don't have to have any understanding of any of this, but they'll get all the benefit from it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just a side project, nights and weekends. Never intended to be a business, but as it continued to grow, I realized it's more than my school district that has this issue. It is everyone. If you have an audience, so let's say you're a university and you're trying to talk to your alumni, well, that's a huge problem. Your alumni are 21 years old all the way up to 91 years old. They're all over the country. They have all different interests.
Yeah.
So you can't just talk to them about athletics. What if I don't like athletics? Right, you're going to lose me. I'm going to disengage from what you're saying to me. So that's a problem. So I realized, wow, this is a big deal. Like, lots of people have this problem. And then we had Tri-Health here locally come to us and say, could we use this to communicate in a personalized way to our employees? Our employees are unbelievably important to us, and we know they're busy. How could we make their lives easier? So we said, sure. And that was kind of our first experience with internal communication, so employee engagement.
Yeah.
And that was 3 years ago. And then we realized there is massive opportunity in higher ed. There's even greater opportunity in employee communication, internal communication, massive companies where it is expensive to replace you if you leave. So how do we increase the odds that you're productive, that you're onboarded more quickly, that you're engaged, and that you don't want to leave us? So they see tremendous value in this idea of personalizing the communication to the employee instead of sending the same thing to everyone. So it's just continued to grow from there. But if you would have asked me 5 years ago, hey, did you think you would be kind of one of the top solutions in employee communication? No, I have no idea. I would never see that as our future. I didn't even know that was a problem. But it goes back to this idea of just listening. Your customers will tell you where you need to be. You just have to listen and be open to it.
public schools sending out those newsletters and emails, they have the same process that say P&G does internally, trying to get sending out those newsletters and those emails. So even just like people go about doing things the same way, big or small. And if you start in a small way, they have similar problems. So it ends up being a big solution that covers a lot of areas.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a good point. The idea of someone guessing, when should we send this to you? What should it say? What's the subject line need to be? How do we personalize your web experience? So if you come to our website, why isn't that personalized for you? Why are we showing you things you've already seen? Those are the same issues Proctor has as a little school district has.
Yeah.
Now, the value to Proctor is much greater because they've got hundreds of thousands of employees, and the value to engage those employees is tremendously high, but it is the same fundamental problem. Why are we sending mass communication when it should all be tailored? Netflix never does this. Amazon never does this. Everything's tailored. So I just see a future in a world where we're going to look back, maybe 10 years from now, we're going to look back and we're going to say, do you remember the days where we used to send the same thing to everyone? Where everyone had the same web experience or the same mobile experience? We're going to laugh at that. There's no way that's our future. It's got to change.
Do you find YouTube and Netflix, I mean, the AI and personalization behind that's powering their systems, do you find that they will be competitors?
No. So that's been the gold, is that everything that's been done really is all proprietary. So what Amazon has built is just for them.
Yeah.
Only for them. It's looking at what you watch and what you listen to and what you buy. All of those signals flow into, hey, we recommend this for you. Netflix, all of those signals are just for them. And so the opportunity I saw was just in communication in general. So if I can understand how you're engaging with content, I can give you more of what you like. It is doing what Netflix is doing, but in an agnostic way where it can be dropped into any organization.
Yeah. You don't see them becoming a competitor at any point or trying to get into that space?
Whatever. If people want to come, I can't do anything about it. We're just going to continue to create value.
Yeah.
So, great.
Do you guys have any other competitors right now?
I mean, we're not that's doing what we're doing, but if there are competitors, that's fine. I don't have any issue with that. I think you can have one of two mindsets as an entrepreneur. One is scarcity, and they make bad decisions because they're paranoid and like every deal is their last deal.
Yeah.
Or you can come in with abundance. Like there's plenty of sunshine for everybody.
Yeah.
So I just believe I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm going to keep creating value, and I'm going to keep listening to our customers and make sure that we make their lives easier. I can't control anybody else, so why am I going to worry about that?
What is some of the most impactful and interesting feedback you've gotten from customers?
I think getting into the employee communication space has been very eye-opening in understanding what their true problems are and showing how personalized communication can help them. But a lot of that is just them giving us feedback, them saying, hey, I wish it did this. Great. So the way we work is we are set up to listen. Everything that comes in through any channel, whether they're talking to a salesperson, customer success person, doesn't matter. It's all logged. So we bring it all in, we log it, and then we review everything that's come in every Monday. Great. What are people asking for? How can we make this product better? And so we go through that list every week, and then we pull things out and say, yep, that's a really great idea. Let's move that to the top of the list and start working on that. So it's just a process. It's built into our culture where we are never content. It's constantly about adding more value.
What is your take on where personalization is, and where do you see it going?
So I think there's a long way to go. I think there's big upside. You can't argue with the success of Netflix. You can't argue with the success of Amazon. and you've got really two competing forces. One of them is a crazy busy demographic. We're all busy.
Yes.
The statistic is we create more content every 3 hours than we did from the beginning of time to 2003 combined. So every book, every movie, every song, every photo from the beginning of time
Yeah.
to 2003, we'll do that between lunch and 3 p.m. today. So how in the world are people supposed to keep up with all of that? So you've got this demographic that's busy. You've got the cell phone. So really the iPhone started all of this, whatever that is, 12 years ago. So now you've got this computer in your pocket. So anyone can access you basically at any time. You had the rise of social media. So with Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat, it's a job just to keep up with your phone.
Yeah.
Great. So companies and organizations don't have any choice. If you aren't tailoring what you send to me, I'm going to tune you out. Too many other people are asking for my time. So you've got all these things converging, and then you've got machine learning and artificial intelligence, which to me are the solution. It's going to sift through all the noise. It's going to learn about what you like and what you don't like. And it's going to curate all of that for you. So, like I said, I don't know when we're going to look back. Maybe 10 years from now, we're going to look back and we're going to laugh that we used to send the same thing to everybody. Like this mass communication is going to seem archaic because of personalization. I think everybody's going to be doing it.
And the machine learning piece, I saw that you guys help companies send out emails to people individually on when they're most likely to open it using machine learning.
Yeah, so if you think about the reason people think about yourself and why you would disengage from, unsubscribe from something, or stop visiting a website, or whatever, it's number one, it's not relevant to me. Like, why are you sending me this? Even if one part of it is relevant to you, if the bulk of it is not relevant to you, internally, subconsciously, you're going to say it's not worth my time. I can't spend 5 minutes reading through what you send me for one thing that matters to me. Like, I'm out. So what you'll find yourself doing subconsciously is just stop opening those emails, or stop visiting those sites, or stop using those apps. You'll just do that subconsciously. And then those emails and whatever will pile up. You have all these unread emails. And then you select all, delete. And then you unsubscribe. It's like, I didn't even want to take the time to delete it. Just unsubscribe. So you've got all of that. And so the machine learning is basically saying, what if we could just give you what you cared about, right? That's what Netflix is doing. You can't have humans sitting in the middle of this because there's too many misses. There's too much noise and not enough signal.
And so your company is split up into marketing, internal communications, and university engagement.
Yeah.
Do you guys see yourself spreading out past those three?
No, and basically, the company is the company. We kind of believe in this future, and we found three kind of markets that really believe what we believe, which is marketers. They have an external audience, higher ed, where they've got alumni and they've got students, and they're highly motivated to engage those audiences. And then internal communication, which are all these big companies that have lots of employees, and their value proposition there is the more you're engaged, the less likely you are to leave us, and the more likely you are to be productive while you're here. There's huge financial incentive for companies to start thinking about bringing that consumer experience inside their organization. Why don't you treat your employees
like customers?
Yeah, exactly. Why don't you treat them like Netflix is already treating them?
Yeah.
That's going to be the new future.